Hi people, welcome back. This is another exciting installment of Matt Build Things in Sandbox. So I've picked the copper coil, iron bar and wooden, what is this called? Let's check, sorry. Well, it's called wood, okay? Apparently you make it out of raw wood. The reason I've picked these three is because they each take 1 unit of input. They take half a second to craft and produce 2 units of output. And I wanted a bunch of them so that when we do production, we can see charts, excuse me, and basically see that they are doing essentially the same thing. Right, so if we go to the 1 minute or the 1 minute, they all overlay each other. 5 seconds, they're just zigzagging in and out as the inserters insert. So these are equivalent products given their inputs, and it lets us look at how the relative production rates go. So what I would like to do is look at various ways of beaconing and botting builds and look at what the impact is. So let's make another copper machine. Okay. And we could add a bunch of productivity mods. Okay. And an input and an output. I'm using the voiding storage chest so that the product just goes away. And I'm using the universal provider chest so that whatever I drop down in front of it has stuff to consume. Okay, let's put a let's give it some power. Okay, so I found a weird bug with this where every other time you put that down, it doesn't work. So even times you put it down, it works. The odd times you put it down, it doesn't work. Right, so let's kill the input to this, right, and let that drain. There we are. Okay, so if we look at production now, you should be able to see that the production for copper coils has dropped. It bounced up initially, and then because we had 2 machines making it, now it's dropped. And that's because it's got productivity modules in. So what you would normally do at this point is drop in a bunch of beacons. So let's do the standard row of beacons above and below and see what happens. Okay, and I may have to move things around here. Let's put that by the side. And we need some beacons. Let's start right off there. And that's the last one. So we can only fit 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Okay, there we are. Give them all speed. And put our power back. That's good. Okay, so this is your standard. Normally you'd have a row of these, right? So you'd have a row of machines side by side, fill up with productivity modules, and then loaded with speed beacons. So if we press productivity, what do we have here? Okay, so that's quite markedly different, right? So we're making 1.6, 1.7K coils. We're making 200 or 300. We're making about 300 of the bars and of the wood. And you can see on the chart, it's a massive gap, right? And there's some shonkiness going around with the bar going up and down. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Okay. I've been watching some megabase series, and they've been doing some really quite crazy builds where things are haloed in speed beacons. So let's put 4 there. Let's put 4 there. Right. And then we could put an extra... How can we put them? Let's put them there. Ooh, that doesn't fit. So let's kill these. Fair enough. All right. That doesn't touch. Okay, so that's just an insane number of speed beacons around this. Everything's free, so let's make some more. There we are. And so that we can see the charts, that can be iron bar, because if you remember, these are all making in the same proportions. So they're all 1 item in, half a second, 2 product out. So our wood is our standard here. Right, let's put a power down, and substation can go. Does it fit? Yeah, that substation does the job. Oh, that's all powered. Don't even need this. But I think for later, I quite like the idea of having separate power so that we can monitor how much power is involved. Take a blueprint, kill that, and is it that one? Yeah, that's that one. Let's put that over to the side. Okay. Okay, and let's give it a power supply. There we are. Okay, so that's being fed. So this has 4, 8, 12 lots of speed. This has 8 lots of speed. They're both on full productivity. Oh, dear me. Let's make them different products. There we are. Iron bar. Okay, let's look at the productivity bar. So what's going on? Okay, so wood is still really low, as you'd expect. Those two seem to be hovering around 5.6, 5.8. There's still some uppy downiness going on, which is weird. I don't know how well you can see that, but basically the bars keep going up and down. They're sort of 0.5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, and there's some orange lights coming on. So I've got the mod which gives you lights based upon the machine. So the machine can be green, which means it's happy. It can be red, which means it's missing inputs, or it can be orange, which means there is output which hasn't been outputted yet. This keeps flashing to orange. We've got one input and we have an output. I'm wondering if we need an extra output. And this one similarly, okay, see how that works. Okay, so now we actually have a difference in productivity between them. Let's look at 1 minute. So look here. Both of them increased, right? So from going uppy downy, they've gone to just up. So they were capped by their ability to get product out. Now there's 2 stack inserters taking product out. They are both getting rid of product. The copper coils, which just have the 8 speed modules hovering around 0.8, and the iron bars, which have the full 12 productivity modules around them. Let's let that go off the end of the chart. It'll jump up bit by bit. So you'd expect it to be the corresponding fraction up, but let's check. Okay, so that's producing 2.6 iron bars, 1.8 coils, and 300 blocks of wood. That's quite a marked difference between them, right? So the on this design, doing the 12 beacon thing actually makes a material difference. But you have to put in the extra export. And I know I have before built green circuit and red circuit builds where I had one input for copper and then had one output for coil. I'm thinking now I probably mucked up those builds because the output here needed 2 stack inserters to get rid of the copper. That's an interesting thing to learn. Okay, so that's all fine. What we really care about is what happens when you have just loads of these things stacked up side by side and fed by bots. Because let's face it, you're building a really massive base. What you're looking at is the bot build. So let's have a go at building some 8 and 12 beacon bot builds and see what works best. Let's for now kill this and kill this. We're going to need to keep the bot and the electric circuit separate. So this may take a moment. Let's kill these off. There we go. Okay. So we've got a bit of space over here. Let's have a go. Okay, so what I'd like to do is build a 1 Roboport wide bot build with above and below bots, because that's the build I tend to do without really thinking about it. All right, so that's 1 bot wide. Okay, and you lose 1 square on the end. Then you normally double this up to make it double width, but I'm not going to do that today because life is short. So then you would, let's do this copper coil. So copper. There we are. Then we need some genuine requester chests. And provider chests. Okay. So the requester chest. I am really surprised that with the full line of beacons, even with the 4 above and 4 below, you needed 2 exports. That I did not know that. Okay, so then we need 2 exports. And for that we need some storage chests. Then I think we can blueprint this and copy it. I didn't quite blueprint what I was aiming at. Let's try again. Awesome. All right, so that's a whole row of completely the wrong chests. Grief. Too much gin. nearly there. Okay, and then we need a line of speed modules. Oh, I deleted those. Oops. Okay, so one on the end, and put some speed modules into it. Take a blueprint. Yep, and then the same at the bottom. Okay, so that's one row of beaconed production. I'm going to kill this because it's kind of in the way, right? Oh, they're too far apart, they don't touch. Or maybe it's because there's no electricity. Don't know what I've done wrong there. Right, let's put some power on this and see if that fixes it. Okay, let's do it with substations because nobody really cares. Okay, let's try again. So this goes to that substation, this goes, right, I've really over-engineered this. So I want these to match up, which would be to there. There. All right, let's kill the excess. Die! And there's no storage, so they can't do it. There they are. All right. Okay, so that is one. Yeah, that's one logistics worth of beacons and friends. Let's power it up. There we are. And to make this work, we probably need something to provide copper and to consume coil. So for that, we will have some voiding requester chests. They sound like the thing we need. Okay, and let's put down. Okay, let's put down 12. That's a bit like having a train station. And we have some duplicating provider chests. So again, let's make it a bit like having a train station. Okay, so these are requester chests. They're going to request some coils. 200, that sounds good. Okay, and these are going to provide copper. Let's get some copper. There we are. Lots of copper. And then this needs to request what it wants. I should have done this on the blueprint. Let's check that's worked. Yeah, that's fine. And then we need some construction bot, some logistics bots, sorry. And I'm going to use standard logistics because I'm hoping this is a standard build. There we are. Right. So let's nix that. We don't want the crosstalk to that. Okay, are these working? Yes, they're starting to look greenish. What's going on? Lots and lots of red. Okay, and then they're all recharging. So what's the okay, so all the logistics blocks are tied up. We can throw some more bots in, but I think the problem is probably the drone ports. So let's add some of those. There we are. Okay, so they're a bit more... How's it going now? No, there's still no logistics bots free. Oh, I picked up a bunch when I was... Now, how are we? There's occasionally a logistics bot free. Let's put another 200 in. Okay, so that looks roughly green. Cool. And we can click on this, and this tells us what's going on. So we are using 60 megawatts, 65, 6, 7, 8, 70 megawatts. But we are producing 25k of coil. Okay, so that's all pretty good, right? So, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 machines, I think. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 machines. Okay. I mean, it looks pretty awesome. And we're making a lot of coil. But let's have a look what happens if we attempt to make iron bars and use the 12 beacon version. Okay, so how do we go about this? I've never built this before, so this will be completely new to me. Iron bar. Okay, and I would like some beacons around it. I would like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a bit close. We're going to cross over with the other logistics network if we're not careful. Let's try again. Well, let's go down here somewhere. Right. And we'll put down an everything power. We will put down a drone port and a substation. Okay, so this drone port, yeah, it's really quite clear. It's separate. Right, so this is going to make bars. We're going to put down an everything box so that it's easier to build this. Right, and this has 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth one doesn't touch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this has no construction bots, which is why it isn't behaving. Let's put one of those in. That's kind of sweet, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to put that at the top because I'm going to put the stuff it needs to eat at the bottom. Okay, so this needs 1 in and 2 out. its in is a requester chest. It's going to request iron, and it is going to passively provide the product. I am going to take a blueprint of that. Okay. That actually tiles really well. Okay, I think it's time for me to provide some other help here. First of all, we need a somewhere for the wood to go. There we are. Secondly, we should probably give it some more construction bots. That's a bit mean, just having one. Okay. And we had a single Roboport's width of build last time. I feel for the sake of, you know, being polite, we should have the same again. Okay, so we basically have 7 instead of 15. I think let's double count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's dump in a bunch of logistics. And just in case there's an issue with logistics here, let's add some more to this. I don't want logistics to be the thing that bottlenecks the builds. I'd rather there were, for the sake of this exercise, I'd rather there was some roosting. Okay. Okay, let's power this up. Okay, and I'm gonna kill off that and that. And basically add in the same deal as here, except it's going to be with iron instead of copper. So we'll add in 2 lots of 6 requesters. Do we need to be careful about? Okay, let's add in some drone ports. Okay. Then requester chest. Oh, it needs somewhere to dump the dead wood again. Okay. And then we need some of these guys as well. Right. These are going to request iron. No, sorry. These are going to provide iron, and it's not the passive I want, it's the magic creative mode things I want. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Okay, so this needs to request iron bars. Okay, and this doesn't seem to be powered up currently. Oh, it's because there's like an off by 1 error with the power. Let's try again. And what else is wrong? Another off by 1. There we are. Hopefully that's it. And here, there's no bots free currently. Let's add some more. Okay. Okay, there's some bots free. And up here, there are bots free. That's great. So we have too many bots in both of those builds. So the baseline is still alive here. It's the wood. We have our insane build here with coils with a stripe of beacons. And then down here we have our surrounded build with 12 beacons, which is just batshit, frankly. And let us see how the production looks. Okay, so the coils are making 22,500 a minute. We're making 10,500 a minute at the bars, and they're these ones. Compared to 300 a minute of the wood. Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's no productivity modules in here. Let's put that in. Okay. Just check there's definitely productivity in all of these up here. No, these are just running naked. Okay, so maybe we should test that in a minute. If you actually get more product out, if you have productivity. That'll be obvious on the graph in a moment, actually. Okay, so they're all productivity moduled now. This one as well. Okay, let's go to the graphs. Okay, so productivity did help. We got more product. We got more stuff made by adding productivity than just by adding speed mods. You can see the upticks. That's surprising. Okay, so with productivity mods, we are making 25k of the copper coils and 12k of the iron bars. So 12.9 times 2 is about 25, 26, which is around. So we are making roughly twice as many coils as we are bars. And our bar build has 15 copper coil makers versus 7. Which makes me think there's something going wrong here. Because these have a lot more beacons around them. They are slightly flashing orange. Let's see if these are solid. These are slightly, what's going on? So I wonder. I wonder if we can improve this. So can this move? Yeah, it can move back 2 without causing trouble. So let's take a blueprint. Let's delete this. Right. Let's put one of those down again. 2 back where it still touches everything. Brilliant. Okay, so just in case, let's add an extra exporter. And let's do that all the way across. Okay, is there a reason why this doesn't work? No, I may have to actually do this by hand. Okay, so that's added the extra export. And if we look at the... I don't think that helped. The orange, which is the iron bar, has stayed flat. So the issue here wasn't the extra export. And I don't think it's going red. Let's... Yeah, I think it's running out of plates, so it's not the supply, and it produces twice as many as it consumes, so 2 exports versus 1 import kind of makes sense. So if what you want is density, the straight line build really is the winner. The hex build, the total surround box build, for the same space isn't working. Now I understand people don't necessarily build for space, but you are building for space if you're building with bots. Right, what else can we test? So the extra export didn't do anything, didn't change anything. Let's kill that. Let's look at the energy use. So this is using 50 odd megawatt. This is using 80 odd. Okay, so this is using more energy for half, but it's using less than double the energy for double the production. You can see the bots are starting to hang up here. They need more charging. Yeah, well, they'll get over it. These don't seem to have the same charging problems, but they're just not producing the same amount of product. Okay, let's see what happens if we double up. Okay, so kill that off. Put it back on the bottom. Kill that. Now let's see if we can do an entire duplicate of this. There. Okay, and I'm being scruffy here. I'll fill in the missing things with poles of whatever type needed. Doesn't need to be building. Should be. Am I out of construction bots? No, they're out of materials apparently. Let's put down a universal provider. Yeah, it's this weird bug where you put it down the first time, nothing happens. Put it down the second time, it works. Okay. So we've got some power issues. Let's see if we can fix that. Okay, so that's 2 rows. So that's 14 machines on 2 rows. This is doing 15 machines on 1 row. Okay, so the power use here is hovering around the 80. The power use here is hovering around the 90. Oh, we have no available bots, so let's fill that up. Do we have available bots? No, it's still hovering around the 40-50, which in my experience means not enough bots. Let's add some more. Okay, now we have a sufficiency of bots. There's 300 idle. Okay, so this is now fully saturated. Yep. So this is now 14 builders on about 100 megawatt. This is 15 builders on around 80, making coils versus bars. Productivity says, well, that's just insane. So the coils are still making more than the bars. So even though the bar makers are surrounded with beacons, and adding extra exporters doesn't mean they export, and they're using more power, they are still producing less than the strip build for coils. Well, I think that's the point where I'm going to leave it. I'm really quite surprised by that, but also quite happy that the dumb, simple, obvious build seems to be both more energy efficient and producing more product. So lessons today, more beacons doesn't necessarily mean more product, and make sure you have enough export for what you're importing. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you found this informative and educational. I know I have. See you again soon.